Update. Paris. Arrest made in the brazen robbery of the Louvre. One man was busted as he was about to leave the country to Algeria. The priceless loot not recovered. Today's Ohio Proud moment, Hocking Hills. Hat tip to my wife for finding this story. An Akron man is pleaded guilty to hiding a camera in the bathroom of a vacation rental he owns near Logan. Police believe there are dozens of victims. Cops were called after a family found the device in the ceiling of the bathroom in that house. The man's name is Jared Yard, and they had everything they needed on him, receipts for the equipment he purchased, and he appears first on the memory card, placing the camera, installing the device in the bathroom, which is not the first time I've heard of this happening, and it's happened again. He'll be sentenced on November 12th. Novi, Michigan, a dude stole an ambulance with a patient and an EMT inside. Led police in a high-speed chase that ended in a crash. All three were treated for injuries. Imagine being the patient. You're already not doing great, and then you got this nonsense. Durham, North Carolina, a 43-year-old woman has found the source of all the genetic heart issues that she's been dealing with for most of her life. Those issues, genetically linked to her biological father, a now deceased Duke University Medical Center fertility doctor. Unbeknownst to his patients, he was inseminating them with his own essence instead of the resident doctor donors that he was supposed to be using. And he was pretty old at the time. Summer McKesson told CNN that thanks to 23andMe, she found the source of her medical issues and her 7 half-siblings. Farmington, New Mexico. Well, this one's pretty weird. A 51-year-old man complained to police that he sat down in a toilet at a Walmart and was poked by 2 syringes that had been taped pointing up to the side of the bowl. He did take a picture. So far, lab tests inconclusive as to what the pink liquid in those syringes is. The victim described a man he saw leaving the stall just before him as wearing a, quote, demonic shirt, end quote, and he said that the man looked to be either Latin American or Native American. The Walmart video yielded nothing helpful. And now the victim, who was contacted by a reporter for a follow-up, told that person he didn't want to talk to the media anymore, and that if they used his name, he would contact his lawyer. So it's a whole thing. Sandy Springs, Georgia, a 60-year-old man busted for having child porn on his laptop after he took it into Best Buy for service, and all the photos were still on there. Bath, New York, 33-year-old man arrested after he sent his lit cigar, for some reason, through a bank drive-through tube. I don't know. I got nothing on that one. Mineola, Florida. It's become an annual tradition. Someone makes a yard display that clearly depicts a skeleton's gentleman's club. You got the skeletons drinking, smoking cigars, and of course there's a skeleton on a stripper pole. This neighbor says, "Quit clutching your pearls. It's fun."
No problem. I can sit here. Let's have something fun. Woohoo! I have 2 kids and they like to see the skeleton. They are dancing. No problem for us. I'm afraid when they put a lot of some scare things with no head, something like that, but this is so fun. There's no problem here.
Apparently, some neighbors have complained. Syracuse, a former Avis employee, is wanted by cops for his scheme of this past summer. From June through August, the guy stole 47 rental cars from his Avis lot and then rented them out to people on his own. Side hustle.
There was no point at any point that we covered in our investigation that there was any attempt by this employee to bring the vehicles back. I know that he did have some insider knowledge that others wouldn't have had that kind of made it a little bit easier than it would have been for a normal person to steal these cars. He was renting them out and then they were continuously being used until they were put in the law enforcement system and then stopped by a police officer or a law enforcement agency to get them.
I'm assuming you used like Turo, the peer-to-peer car sharing app or something like it. Kind of weird that it took Avis 3 months to figure out they were missing 47 cars. Police say all but 5 have been recovered. Paw Paw, Michigan. A 68-year-old man faces charges after running a woman off the road in a rage, threatening her with a chainsaw that he couldn't start, and then he physically assaulted her. Augusta, Georgia, Chick-fil-A has placed a vending machine in a hospital there. It has cold wraps and chips. The machine, just like the actual Chick-fil-A's, is closed on Sunday. Why? That makes no sense. You do realize, Chick-fil-A, that people are hospitalized on Sundays, that the doctors don't just all go home and have their day of rest. What is this, 1875? Finally gone viral in Paris. Someone whipped out their phone at the Eiffel Tower and noted that 4 very elaborate marriage proposals were going on at the same time the other evening at the foot of the tower. These people went all out, lighting and flowers and all kinds of production values. I didn't know I was supposed to do it that way. Back in the day when I proposed to my lovely wife, she knew that I was going to pop the question. It was not a mystery, and we were both drunk, and we were on a Put-in-Bay ferry. Well, clearly I screwed that all up. Sorry, dear. We'll get married again at the foot of the Eiffel Tower. There you go. And with that, I thank you so much for listening, for your support. I do appreciate it. Go Crew! I'll be watching tonight, and we'll chat again tomorrow.